just be an easy day for me. I was gonna do a little easy spin on my lunch here. Just get in 45 minutes really easy. But um things have gone crazy on Zwift in the past 24 hours. So I'll start by just like bringing everyone up to speed on what's going on as I'm tying my shoes and getting on the bike here. So basically, um, this guy Luciano, and this is something that people have brought up before, but wrote a really good article. Let me believe I've got it set up where I can show you guys this. This guy, Luciano Pollastri, he is a contributor to Zwift Insider sometimes. Also has his own blog. He wrote a blog article about a problem, what I would consider to be a flaw in Zwift, where basically you can change your weight during a race. What's up, Sai? So Luciano wrote an article, a blog post about how you can change your weight during a race, change it back, and it's undetectable afterwards because the weight that it shows on Zwift Power is the weight you started and ended with. And it's basically just a way to cheat that is undetectable at this time. So I've got a copy. So okay, he published this yesterday. This is, here we go. I've got a copy of his article, but it's, here we go. So his blog post has actually been taken down. This is a screenshot of it. Basically, to summarize here, he entered a time trial race, changed his weight in the companion app, tested whether or not that actually changed his speed in the time trial, then changed his weight back before it ended, and that was not detectable on Zwift Power. Normally, the check against that would be, if someone's weight is, Zwift Power records their weight and puts it with that race. So obviously, if someone's been 70 kgs, and then they're 50 all of a sudden, they change their weight before that race. He has discovered, and others, once this came out, he basically said, a lot of other people came forward and said, hey, I've sent this to Zwift as well, and kind of gotten the brush off. So that's why he went public with this. So in the wake of that, yeah, I guess let's go. Oh man, I'm in too big of a gear. In the wake of that happening, he was banned from Zwift. So I think the ban is a couple of things. Point I want to make in general here is that it's disappointing that Zwift wants legitimacy and accolades and whatever that come along with hosting the World Championships, which is coming up this weekend on Zwift. They want racing when it is bringing eyes to the platform, bringing people to the platform, basically like a commercial that people are watching voluntarily. But when it comes to improving the experience for riders on a day-to-day basis who are racing Zwift, they're kind of giving people the brush off. And I think Luciano's article, I guess maybe I should show it again and scroll through it. His article came off to me as an exploration of a problem on the platform. Not he wasn't trying to tell people how to cheat because he wants people to cheat. He was trying to expose an issue that he says and others have said they've raised with Zwift, and Zwift has not done anything about it. So he felt like he needed to take it public. But this was not meant to be a guide to cheating. It was meant to be a means of getting this fixed. And rather than fix it, they banned him. So that's brought up a whole bunch of stuff. One thing I want to bring up, and I'll say right here, hey Brian, what's up? My end game here is not to show people how to cheat. I don't hate Zwift. I don't hate Zwift racing. I like Zwift. I like Zwift racing. That's why I care about it. That's why I'm doing all this. I would just like it to be better. And then also, I think banning him was way too far. So at the end of this stream, I'm going to pause my Zwift subscription in solidarity with him. Does everybody know what's going on with his ban? I just kind of went through it, but so here's the other side. His article was all about changing your weight in the companion app during the race. Change your weight, go faster for less watts. Basically, you can cheat, and as long as you change it back by the end of the race, it's not recorded on Zwift Power. I also wanted to highlight, I hope that gets fixed. I hope that problem gets fixed. I also wanted to highlight that additionally, what's up, Hunter? Yo, yes, so stupid. And also, I'm prepared to get the same ban right now, so I may get the same ban, because what I want to show on this stream is that that's not the only way to do this. So I think the worst, or maybe like the stupidest possible outcome here, is that Zwift does fix that aspect, but does not fix what I'm about to talk about, which is that you can do the same thing with height. So height in Zwift also affects speed. This is something that's come up on the most recent episode of Nowhere Fast. They talk about how RGT doesn't model speed based on the rider's size, and how that gives really big, like say, ex-professional basketball players who have huge wattage but also a large frontal area, gives them a big advantage over on RGT. This is something, modeling CDA, even if it's a simple model, is something that I give Zwift credit for trying to do. It is good. It's helpful. So know what, the analog kid? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do on this stream is I'm going to go to, once we get going, so you can see my companion app over there. I'm going to get going. I do not want to affect this race. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody else. But what I want to show, whoa, there's a lot of people in this thing. Damn. What I want to show here is that you can change your weight. Oh man, are the cobbles? Okay, cobbles aren't too loud. I was worried about that. I agree, Enjoy. And I think his point was like, of course people are always going to cheat, but there's a pretty easy way to take this exploit away. Or several ways. I mean, you can just lock everyone's weight and height metrics while their avatar is moving. You could lock that stuff while you're in an event. Woo! So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get stuck in, let this settle down a bit, and then on the companion app, just start knocking some height off, and basically see how easy I can make it. I don't want to get off the front and have people chasing me, because I don't want to ruin this race for other people. That's the whole point, is this is a way, and I think this originally came up because people were doing some quick math, and basically this was posited to Luciano, I think, as a way people were cheating. So he developed this whole methodology to test it. He did the test, published it, and then got banned by Zwift. So for anybody who's who's a big fan of watching me Zwift on this channel, this is going to be my last one for a minute. Height had more of an effect than weight. No, height did not have more of an effect. Well, on a flat, height might have more of an effect than weight, but not going up. It's yeah, that's depends what you're talking about. So there obviously, the fact that you can change these parameters in real time, and it affects, well, you can change them during an event while you're moving, and it affects your speed in the event. And then it's also not captured by Zwift power, so you're not getting even disqualified even after you potentially ruin the race. That's kind of the stack of problems here. And I think it's especially egregious that this is happening the week of esports worlds, where Zwift is trying to get all this good press. It is getting good press, you know, getting coverage on GCN, getting eyeballs on their platform. It just really shows like a discrepancy for me where they care a lot about having world tour riders, having prestigious events. They don't care a lot about improving or just making usable the racing experience for the people who pay for the platform and use the racing on a regular basis, like myself. It seems disrespectful to me and cynical, because I think the viewpoint from Zwift is, if you're racing at all, you're already a hardcore user. So anybody who's racing, Zwift kind of thinks we don't have to worry about retaining that person because they're always so deep in it. Yeah, that's a good way to say it, Ben. Zwift is more concerned with looking good than being good. All right, so I guess let's try it. I've got my phone here. Hopefully, yep, you guys are seeing it in real time. All right, so here's my actual height. I'm like 5'8". Let's see how easy it gets if we just make it around 100. Let's see if that makes it easier in real time. Should take about 15 seconds. Yeah, see, here's the thing, Enjoy. I don't like that response from them because not every race is a WTRL race, A. B, so then 90% of the racing on the platform is still the Wild West. B, they shouldn't, good thinking, Brian, thanks. WTRL shouldn't have to be monitoring that because Zwift should just remove the ability to do what I just did. Like, I just shouldn't be able to change things here while I'm racing and have it affect my race in real time. All right, all right, let's pick odd job here. Only 90s kids. All right, so now okay. I'm 25 centimeters tall. I'm going off I didn't even want to go off the front. I don't want to be off the front. I'm going to have to add height back just so that I'm not going off the front at 100 watts. All right, let's go back up to 50. I'm off the front at 1.5 watts per kg. Yeah, rats, that's also why I got a lot of people saying like, hey, you should make a video about this. But it's evolving in real time so quick that I felt like by the time I actually edited, God, I got to add height back. I'm getting too far up the road. 75. I'm like having trouble letting them catch. Let's use the power up on the downhill too. Take some weight off. Well, okay, here's the thing, Billy. It'll only let you go down to a certain weight, I'm pretty sure. If you have an adult account, it's like 50 kgs is the minimum. Seems like there's no minimum height. Obviously, no person can be 25 centimeters tall. Like, there's no spider monkey sized person. All right, let's see. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, exactly. There's nobody who's this big riding the bike, although you would have a very low CDA. And if you could do 95 watts at that height, that would propel you very quickly. So I'm going to keep, I don't want to be off the front right now. I'm sorry, everybody in this race. I said it. All right, let's go to 90 centimeters. And then what I wanted was just to set it so low that it became extremely easy to sit in. It seems like sub 100 is like the breaking point where it just gets insane. Ben, I'm not trying to make it harder. I'm trying to make it easier. I mean, obviously, I could go double the height that I am, and it would be the equivalent of riding like this or something, like just extremely inefficient in terms of aerodynamics. But that's not really gonna help me in any way. So I can't see a reason someone would do that. I guess what I'm trying to highlight this, again, not so that people do this, so that it also gets fixed when they fix the weight thing. I wanted to point this out because in the original blog post, which is also now deleted, so you can't even go look at it, but in the original blog post, it only mentioned the weight side of the equation. Mike, I'm accepted. Okay, here's another part of this equation. I'm willing to go Spartacus mode on here and also make myself a martyr, partially because it's road season, baby. I'm racing outside. So Zwift, it's been great. I love having it here. But if I've got to race on RGT, I probably should just be doing my structured workouts on Trainer Road anyway. So yeah, that's the thing, Sai, is so when I went crazy low, I was off the front of the peloton at like 2.5 watts a kg, and I was getting that huge gap. So I'm still at 90 centimeters tall, and it's just made it really easy to sit in. Now, I see that effect more on the downhill than the uphill side of the course. That's why I got that insane gap, because when you're going downhill, you're fighting wind resistance more than anything else. So when I basically made my avatar really small, wind resistance went away, I got way up the road. Ken Dizzle, we're not even just talking about weight. I'm talking about height here too. That's the point I wanted to make with this stream, is like, Zwift. I love Zwift racing. I want to keep Zwift racing. I think it's a fair point that Luciano made that you should not be able to do this. I think it was in good faith, and he just wanted this exploit to be taken away so that other people don't do it. I'm adding on, while you're fixing the weight side, also fix the height side. I didn't want that to get left out. And then I also wanted to make the point that I'm hashtag free Luciano in the chat. Hashtag free Luciano. His ban is pretty much BS, I think. Okay, I'm gonna get real spicy here. They technically have the right to ban people for going against terms of service, cheating, whatever. But some of cheating is intent. It's like intent to trick the game to win. And I don't think he was trying to trick the game to gain a win for himself, or like he wasn't cheating to win that time trial that he did his test on. But if just by the letter of the law, Zwift Insider, who they work with, Eric, good dude, great information. I use Zwift Insider all the time, read a bunch of stuff on there. Great site. Eric has always been cool to me. Respect the dude. But he does all those tests with bots. Using a bot on Zwift is against TOS. And they don't ban him for that, because the content he's making benefits Zwift. To ban Luciano, who is also a Zwift Insider contributor, for making content, like essentially breaking the same degree of rule. Billy, if they unban him, I'll be back. How about this? If they unban him, I will unpause my subscription immediately. And I will race, and I will stream, and I'll talk about how great it is. Here's also the problem. While he wasn't trying to gain an advantage with it, people are doing that undetected to gain an advantage intentionally, regularly, and not getting banned. That's the big problem. So, I mean, even Pritchard was doing it, you know, partially for the views, partially to get it out there, but the fact is, the problem is that the people who are the bad actors, people who are cheating, are not then publishing an article about how they're cheating. And if it's this easy, people are doing it. Probably, if they don't fix it, more people will do it as a result of the article, as a result of this stream. Although I will say, if you're watching this stream, if you subscribe to my channel and you cheat on Zwift, just like unsubscribe from my channel. It's not for you. You are a gigantic loser. Just why are you doing that? But the people who are using it in bad faith are not publishing an article about it and not getting banned. So the way to fix it is not to ban the guy who publishes the article. It's to fix the actual exploit. Yeah, Tom, they gave him a 30-day ban. Yep, totally agree, Mike. And bigger than just cheaters, it's like the experience. Zwift only cares about racing in the sense that it is, I mean, they didn't even make racing. Really, like, the community made racing. Racing used to just be meetups and stuff. Not even meetups, but people who would go on a forum. This is the origins of racing, as I understand it. And Mike, you've been here since the beta days, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the origins of racing on Zwift, there was no racing built into the platform. But people would go on forums and say, hey guys, let's race from the tree on Jarvis Island around 1 lap or whatever. Meet me there at 5 p.m. GMT. We'll go at 5. And so it was completely, like, it wasn't coming from Zwift. It was being pushed by the community. And as it got more popular and was pushed by the community, Zwift kind of like took that on and started building it into the game. But they really don't want to be a racing platform, which would be fine to me if they wanted to be, I don't know, more like a full gas or something, where it's not about racing. The problem to me is, a big problem to me is that they both want the recognition and accolades and everything that come along with being the host of esports worlds. They want all that because it's easier to get that. It doesn't take much work. But when it comes to stuff like this, not only are they not receptive to community feedback, which is like, hey, please fix this. It's an easy way for other people to cheat. They're not just not receptive, they're hostile to that as feedback. Ben, at least sometimes in Premier League, those people get relegated. So yeah, I mean, the racing is already okay at best. I think I may have my graphics cranked up too high. All right, let's go even lower on this so I don't get dropped we're down to 75 while I switch over to 1440. I think I've got, yeah, I'm in 4K. That's probably a little too much to stream. There we go. That should be a little smoother. That's one of the big, people always, I guess I'm kind of known as like the Zwift RGT comparison guy. People are always asking me which one's better. And I don't really see it that way. They're just two separate games. That's what I'm saying, Oliver. That's what I'm saying. And RGT, to get to the point I was just making, RGT has proved that that's possible. On RGT, their equivalent of Z power is just like virtual trainer power or something. And when an event organizer is making an event, there's just a slider that they can choose, like, virtual power riders are allowed or not allowed. And it makes sense if it's a social group ride, allow those people. That's fine. That's great. I'm glad that people without smart trainers can ride. But if it's a race, if it's a serious race, swipe the other way and don't allow them. That's something people have been asking for years on Zwift and should be implemented, because for that one person who you're allowing, and they still would have access to the rest of the platform. If they want to go do a race, if they want to go do a workout, if they want to go ride around Watopia and go for the sprints, if they want to do a group ride that's not a race, that's fine. But for that one person on a dodgy trainer, on virtual power that you're allowing into the race, you're ruining the race for the other, whatever, how many people are in 174? I mean, for the other people, you're basically putting a derny on the front of the race, and it's not supposed to be a derny race. It completely neutralizes all attacking, makes it a thing where you just roll around in a blob, and that's it. That's the whole ball game. So I understand from their perspective, there are a lot of people with subpar hardware that they don't want to. Zwift is looking to grow their user base, not shrink their user base. So from their perspective, they don't want to disallow those people because that's a bigger and bigger pool. What I'm saying is just give the event organizer the option to turn that off. And then me as a racer, I can choose if I don't want to race against, if I'm just out for a good workout, sure. Like maybe one day a time slot that allows Z Power riders fits better for me. Let's go. I'll just jump in. But if I'm an event organizer and I'm trying to like Crit, those guys do a really good job of patrolling the results, DQing people who need to be DQ'd, but it's like they're manually doing that. I'm sure if they could just swipe to disallow Z Power riders, they would do that. And the racing would be better because of it, and it would attract people who care about that. So what I'm saying is you can have it both ways. It's not like they have to even ban Z Power from all racing. They could literally just do what RGT has already done with a smaller team of people. I wouldn't say it's all the same, Billy. It all kind of works differently. Like the height change I've done right now, notice I'm having to work a decent bit harder to stay in on the uphill side, because once we get down to 37 kph, it's not all about wind resistance. I'm also fighting gravity. Now, if I wanted to go in here and also change my weight, which I'm not doing right now, but if I wanted to do that, good point, Mike. Remind me toward the close of this lap. But if I wanted to do that, I could put my weight down to 50 right now while we're going up. Okay, this is the other, here's the flip side. Maybe I will mess with this. On the downhill here, maybe I'll just put my weight like way up, and I should go faster down the hill. What should I, okay, I won't forget. Y'all keep going Yoda. I'm saying odd job. That's, I guess that shows my age. Anyone in their 30s, the reference for a cheating short character is odd job. All right, so let's, my weight is 62. For the downhill, let's go 162. And then hit my arrow. See if I go down faster. This should, on these downhills, basically just make me a wrecking ball. Oh, 100%, Billy. 100% someone could be using, well, I guess you'd have to be running the companion, so you have to do it in companion app. Yeah, look, I'm doing nothing and I'm on the front. Okay, I'm gonna change that back. And then as we come around the end of the lap, I'll change. What was my height at the beginning? 173? Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Brian. So at the end of the race, because again, I'm not doing this to gain an advantage. I'm not trying to win this race. I'm not trying to ruin this race for other people. I'm not going to sprint. I'm not going to affect the sprint. Yeah, I'll just go way. Oh, here's the thing. If I go way up, I have to finish with my original weight and height, or else these will show up on Zwift Power. This is part of the thing is, if you just change it mid-race and then change it back, it's undetectable. It's not saved anywhere. Maybe Zwift themselves, like ZHQ, could go back and look and find something. But to an event organizer, to probably WTRL, there's no place that, to other competitors for sure, there's no place you can go back and look. It would be great, Ben, if my avatar had just been like like this tall and like not even like feet not reaching the pedals when I went down to 25 centimeters. How tall was I to begin with? 173, 176? I'm 5'8". Somebody tell me how many centimeters 5'8" is. Oh yeah, totally. But see, Kendizzle, that's how it's supposed to work. Like, if you're going downhill and you go into a more aero position, and then you also use that power up, that's what it's for, you know? All right, for just a second, I'll go 194 and what'd you say, 88? All right, now I'm Brian Kellison now. I've become Brian. I am become Brian, destroyer of races. This should take me off the back, unless I put in a big effort. Sweet. 170. I thought 173 was right. I wasn't sure how I had ended up at 76 or whatever I was on. Yep. Now I'm having to work significantly harder. All right. It's tough being you, Brian. It's hard up here. How are you doing this? Analog Kid, it will not let you do fractions. So I'm going to round that up. And then I'm going to go. So I'm actually 61 right now. I did a weigh-in video that I haven't posted yet. I could show it on my phone after this, I guess, but I did a weigh-in video from like Monday or Sunday or Monday where I was 60.7. So that's my actual weight right now. All right, I'm back. I respect that, Brian. Apparently KBH has been running it. Yeah, I know that's been a thing in the past, Mike, is rounding errors. People have talked about how the rounding errors work. All right, so now I'm serious. I'm going to pause my subscription. I guess once we get done, I'll pause my subscription. Then I'll go look at Zwift Power to see if any of that is detectable. Tom, I was thinking about this the other day. The way to do that, if you actually go into erg mode, there's like a base resistance that you can change on the app, and you can just change that up and down. So then it's not tied to the hills. I don't know. How is this different from the guy you discouraged from making a video on how people get sticky watts? The sticky watts thing, I think, is a little bit more hard. Like, I'm not sure how they fix sticky watts. This is an easy fix in my mind. Zwift needs to, it's an easier cheat and it's an easier fix. Sticky watts, you truly have to understand your own ability. You have to understand the lag of your trainer. You have to understand the lag to the game and be able to time it perfectly. This exploit is way easier to use. You literally just go in the companion app and change it while you're racing. And it should be an easier fix on Zwift's end. I think the sticky watt thing may be partially also on the hardware side. It may be the way that the hardware reports power, which Zwift doesn't have control over. So it's not, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's something that's easily fixable on their end. This, I think, is easily fixable on their end. And I think they should fix it. They also haven't banned anyone for 30 days for sticky watting. Yeah, that's what I thought been. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's some of how they record the power. It's some of, yeah, so let's see. Yes, I'm going to, will it already be on Zwift Power? How quick is this? I'm going to go to Zwift Power and see if any of those funky weights are recorded. And I'll show you guys that. I am serious about hashtag freeluciano, though. I am going to pause. That's the other thing. Somebody tell me where to go to pause my subscription. That's the next thing on my list. I'm going to put this window in here. Let's go to... Let's show you guys what I'm looking at here. Window capture. All right. Here is my Zwift Power. See the race we were just doing. Oh, no, it's not up yet. It takes a minute for Zwift Power to, let's see if I can see it. Maybe it's not populating here, but maybe it's just going to be on the results on the main page. Somebody tell me. Thanks, Sai. I appreciate it, man. Hey, and I really appreciate all the work you've done on ZRL, for real. If y'all aren't using, if you're racing ZRL and you're not using size cue sheets, highly recommended. I think his cue sheets are awesome. Basically just tells you where all the sprints are. I normally do what I'm doing right now so that I can see the chat is I put them in a window, pin that window to the front, and then I've actually got them, like for your perspective, I'll just pin it over here. So then I've got, I'm looking at that while I'm racing and I know what's going on. Okay, I guess this is not, I gotta like end my ride for this to pop up. Can I pause my subscription in the app? All right, I'm gonna pause my subscription and then we'll come back to this. If there's a way to pause my subscription in here, I've never done it before, so maybe I have to pause my subscription on the internet. Is that true? But I am going to do it live on the chat. Yeah, I think you're right, Sai. I think it probably isn't populating because there's still people on the course. I think there's probably still Ds out there running around. Pausing is web only. All right. It keeps taking me to, when I type in Zwift, it's taking me to like Zwift Power, Zwift Hubs. I don't want to go to, I'm going to sign in before I show you guys the window where I'm doing it. I don't want to dox myself. All right, should be signed in. Damn, I have too much stuff going on here. Too many windows. Window. All right, here we are. We're on the Zwift website. Let's pause my subscription. I guess I go to, I don't want shop. Probably here, huh? Okay, there's that. Didn't know there was even a place for social media links there. Membership. So again, where's the pause button? I only see cancel. Is cancel and pause the same? I can't look at the chat without showing you guys the chat. Okay, I've broken out the chat. I can see the chat now. Yeah, I agree, Tom. I just want the racing to be good. Okay, I'm on the Zwift website. This is the Zwift website. Where can I want to pause. Membership and payments. I only see cancel. I don't see pause. Go full screen. The problem with going full screen is now I can't see chat. All right, I'm going to move you guys over here. Maybe you have to do it through iTunes. Canceling achieves the same. That's okay. That's the thing, Rob. I don't want to delete all my data, but I do want to. Maybe you can't pause if you're paying through. I guess I don't want to look at my payment details on screen. Can you pause Zwift? All right, this is the question. Can you pause Zwift if it's paid for through iTunes? All right, I wanted to make a big stink about it on here, but I don't want to accidentally delete all my data. I am going to do this, but I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch me figure out how. Okay, click on membership. Said, yep, I went. Rico, you've done it through iTunes? You've canceled it? I'm also worried this is gonna show my Apple iTunes details on stream. The point is, hashtag freeluciano. He should be reinstated, and I'm going to Zerkers, once I'm done here, go back to the beginning of the stream and it'll tell you. Oh yeah, I don't have iTunes on my Zwift computer because this is a Zwift computer. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this from my phone anyway because I don't have iTunes connected here. But I am going to pause my membership for the 30 days of Luciano's suspension. If he is reinstated before, I will. You can't pause through Apple. Thank you, Patrick. That's what I was looking for. So I will have to cancel. Still going to do it as long as I can cancel for the 30 days that Luciano has been suspended for. Hashtag freeluciano. And if they reinstate him, I will reinstate my membership. But yeah, in solidarity, especially the week of esports worlds, it just seems disrespectful to me, to the community that cares about racing. And again, I like Zwift racing. I enjoy doing it. I just want it to be good. And it seems bad for them to be so punitive to another guy who I think had good intentions. seems to have been doing this in good faith. So anyway, my lunch is over in 18 minutes, so I got to go eat lunch. This does not mean I won't be streaming or posting content. Like I said, I've got a real life race this weekend, crit road race in Auburn, Alabama. Then the next week I've got Southern Cross gravel race. Then the next week I've got Birmingham Hammerfest. Then I've got 1 week off, and then I've got Sunny King Creek. No, not a week off. I've got Baker's Dozen Hill Climb race. Then I've got Sunny King Crit. So I'm gonna be doing a bunch of stuff. Luckily it's real life, you know. Gonna pause my Zwift, gonna do my workouts on other platforms. Maybe I'll be racing on RGT. Maybe I will be doing trainer road workouts. Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. And again, I'll be on here. I will be on here. I will not be on Zwift. Anyway.